The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, folks. Mr. Bruce, can you hear me? Jay, Vinay, Viraj, and Vezel. If you guys can hear me, please type in S in the chat window. Just I need the confirmation from you guys. Just if you guys can hear me or not. Okay. Yeah, good evening, folks. I welcome you all for this SAP HANA 1.0 with Service Pack 8 with SAP BOBI 4.1 demo session. Before starting this session and before explaining the agenda for today's session, let me introduce myself, a brief introduction about myself, then you guys can introduce yourself. Well, my name is Eliaz. I did master's degree in computer applications. I started my career as a Java developer in 1998. In 2000, I switched to SAP. In SAP as a ABAPer in SD/MM/FI modules. Basically, I was assisting functional consultants in SD/MM/FI for developing the enhancements of objects, development of functional modules, data migrations and all. From 2002 onwards, I am working as a BW consultant. In BW, I started working with 2.0B version, then I worked with 3.x, 7.x. My current project with SAP BW 7.4 with BOBI 4.1 and SAP HANA. So basically, I am a techno-functional consultant in BW. My technical expertise with SAP BW is ABAP, and functional side SD, MM, FI, CRM, designing the complete end-to-end data flows for these modules and as well as from non-SAP source systems. When SAP acquired the business objects in 2008, from 2008 onwards, I am working as a BW business objects consultant. In business objects, I worked with SAP BOBI reporting tools, SAP BODS, which is an EAM tool or ETL tool, and SAP BOPC, which is an EPM tool. So I started working with SAP BOBI XI/R2 versions and SAP BOBI XI 3.0, 3.1, and BA 4.0 and BA 4.1. My current project with BA 4.1. So my specialization in SAP BOBI is designing the universes on top of SAP HANA, SAP BW, up to XI 3.1. Okay. In fact, from BA 4.1 onwards, we don't require any universes on top of SAP HANA. Then report development using WebI, Crystal reports, dashboard design, Business Object Explorer, and Business Object Design Studio. So I'm a certified SAP HANA consultant. I have more than 3 years of experience, working experience in SAP HANA with various support packs, starting from support pack 2, support pack 8, and HANA as a data mart, HANA as an accelerator, HANA as an underlying database for BW. So these are my specializations in SAP HANA, BODS, okay, data provisioning using BODS, SLT, modeling, reporting using SAP BOBI 4.0, 4.1. So these are my functional experience, FI, CO, sales and distribution, material management, HR, CRM. Okay, so I have been training in North America, in US and Canada since last 12 years, and given corporate training for very big 5 consulting companies and middle level consulting companies as well as private training institutes. So this is my experience in various areas of SAP. So in ABAP, I have total 9+ years of teaching experience. In BW, in 2.x to 7.4, 11 years. SAP BW with CRM, 6 years. BW 7.3 with Service Pack 5, BW 7.4 with SAP HANA, 3 years. SAP BOBI in various support packs, in various starting with XI/R2, 8 years, and SAP BOBI with SAP HANA, 3 years, and SAP HANA in various support packs, 3 years. So these are my certifications. I'm a certified BW, HANA, Business Objects, okay, HP Quality Center, and I have certification in web methods also, which is the EIM tool. So not only we'll do the training, we do the placements as well. Some of our we placed our students, okay, in these clients, and as of now, I'm working as a lead consultant, as a team lead, okay, in a project in New Jersey for a client, a pharma client. So the client is using SAP BOBI 4.1 with SAP HANA and BW 7.4 with Service Pack 5. So this is my experience briefly, folks. Now you guys can introduce yourself. A brief introduction about yourself, your experience, if you have any experience in SAP, in any area of SAP, okay, including your educational details. We'll start with Mr. Bruce. Bruce, can you introduce yourself, please? Jay, yeah, unmute you, Mr. Jay. Can you please introduce yourself? Mr. Jay, can you hear me? Vinay, can you hear me? Mr. Vinay? Vinay Rao? Yeah, you can use microphone, okay, or you can type a couple of sentences in the chat window. Mr. Vinay Rao, can you please introduce yourself? A brief introduction about yourself. Mr. Viraj, can you hear me, sir? Mr. Viraj Godbole?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Viraj here. I did my engineering from Mumbai, India. And I'm working as a Sybase MSSQL DB for the IBM.
Okay.
I have experience of just 5 years.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Mr. Vessels? Mr. Vessel?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Wessel de Tooy from South Africa, working as a BW BO consultant. BO consultant for the past 13 years. Started with release 3, or when it was still 3.1, and BW for the last 3 years.
Okay.
That's
good,
it.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Bruce is a SAP Master Data Analyst. Welcome, folks. Okay. Today's our class agenda is, first we'll start with a brief course overview, our course roadmap. So course roadmap includes what we are covering in this course, what are the tools we'll be learning, okay, as a part of this course with respect to what type of source systems like SAP BW, HANA and all. Then I will give a brief introduction to SAP HANA as well as BOBA. Then we'll move on to prerequisites. And last, we'll spend significant amount of time in the questionnaires. Okay, before starting, what is SAP BOBI, what is SAP HANA? First of all, we'll understand why we designed a course like this. SAP BOBI 4.1 with SAP HANA. What is the purpose of designing this course? And how the job market, okay, what is the necessity of learning SAP BOBI with not only non-SAP source systems, with SAP source systems also, especially with SAP HANA. Well, business intelligence, BI. What is BI? For example, this is an enterprise. Every enterprise required reports and analysis for decision-making process. So what is a report? First of all, why a company required a report? Or what is the purpose of an analysis for an enterprise? Why these reports and analysis are so important for enterprises? Basically, the report is a presentation of business data in a tabular format or in a dashboard format using charts, graphs, so that the business users can understand and interpret the data for decision making. So in every business, the decision making is very important, starting from managing directors, CEOs, major stakeholders, department heads, finance managers, sales managers, inventory managers, HR managers, marketing managers, service manager. Every manager required reports. So without reports, decision making is not possible. We cannot make effective decision making. Okay, effective decision making is not possible without analyzing the enterprise data in a proper way. Okay, let me show you a report. Okay, how exactly a report will look like. See, this is a report. So here we are presenting the data in the form of tables, different types of charts, pie charts, okay, column charts, bar charts, so that as a business user I can understand this data. In 2001, total sales. Again in 2001, Q1, total sales in these different states. So that this analysis will help a business user to take effective decision, for effective decision making process. So in order to generate these type of reports, these are source of the data. The source can be a database, or the source can be a data warehousing application. A source can be a ERP application, any type of source where the business data resides. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence is a process of connecting to our source where the business data resides, that can be historical data or real-time data, and generating the reports for the business users for effective decision making. So there are various types of business intelligence tools. So in order to generate these type of reports and analysis, there are some tools. So what exactly a BI tool does? A BI tool, a business intelligence tool, can connect to the source where the business data resides, and it facilitates all the options. It facilitates to design a report based on the business needs. So when Business Object is a French-based company, established in 1990. The primary products of this company are BI tools, means reporting tools. So Business Objects provides a wide range of reporting tools, can connect to any source system, any type of source, like databases, data warehousing applications, ERP applications like PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, for the reporting and analysis. Well, this is one of the well-established reporting tools in the market, because Business Object is in the market since last 24 years. SAP. SAP is a vendor for ERP products. It's a German-based company. SAP AG is one of the vendor, very famous vendor for ERP products. SAP launched their first data warehousing application in 1998. That is SAP BW, Business Information Warehouse. It's one of the MOLAP application, online analytical processing application of SAP. On top of BW, the reporting tools, the BI tools given by SAP is BEX, Business Explorer. Business Explorer cannot connect to any other source system. Like if you take a client landscape, in the client landscape they have different types of source systems, different types of RDBMSs, different types of ERPs, different types of ROLAP, MOLAP applications. Business objects can connect to any type of source system, but BEX reporting tools is capable of connecting to only SAP BW. So the clients who are using SAP BW, BW is one of the leading product in the data warehousing market. One of the leading MOLAP application. It's one of the most successful product of SAP after SAP R3 or SAP ECC, which is a core ERP system of SAP. But unfortunately, the BEX reporting tools is not capable of connecting to any other source for the reporting and analysis. So bottom line, the BEX cannot be used as a common reporting platform. What is common reporting platform? This is a client landscape. In the client landscape, there are different types of source systems. Databases, MOLAP applications, ERPs, they need a common reporting tool in order to connect to any type of source system. And SAP is lacking this common reporting tool. So what are the reporting tools provided by SAP? BEX is capable of connecting to only BW. So SAP required a common reporting platform so that they can provide a common reporting, a common reporting platform to their clients who are using BW along with other source systems. So with that intention, in 2008, SAP acquired the business objects for $6.1 billion. Then after, it's SAP BO. Before, it's only business objects. After 2008, it's SAP BO. Now, as I said, before acquisition, business object is widely used reporting tool in different industry sectors, starting from manufacturing, retail, oil and gas, pharma, consumer products, automotive, okay, especially based on non-SAP source systems like any other databases, okay, non-SAP and SAP ERPs, data warehousing applications like Hyperion, okay, Microsoft BI, because most of the clients who will use BW, they will use BEX, because the BEX is the default reporting tools, comes along with BW. After 2008, we have to learn business objects not only in non-SAP system perspective, with SAP system perspective also. Because once SAP acquired the business object, SAP has given tighter integration with SAP products, especially with SAP BW, SAP HANA, and other SAP ERP products such as SAP ECC and all. So before 2008, if you know how to work with business objects with respect to non-SAP source systems, you are good. But after 2008, all the clients required a BOBI consultant who can work with not only SAP, non-SAP source systems, who can work with SAP source systems also. Because 20,000 companies who are using BW, they have started migrating from BEX to business objects. So there is a huge market here also. And when SAP released SAP HANA, High Performance Analytical Appliance, which is an in-memory database of SAP in 2010. On top of SAP HANA, default reporting tools are SAP BOBI 4.0. Okay, the certified reporting tools on top of SAP HANA are SAP BOBI 4.0 and 4.1. So if you want to crack a very good contract, okay, with very good billing, make sure you have to learn BOBI not only with non-SAP source system perspective, with SAP source system perspective also. That is the reason we designed this course, SAP BOBI with SAP HANA. Our primary focus will be SAP HANA, but it doesn't mean we are not going to cover other source systems in this course. No, we do cover other source systems like other databases, including SAP BW, but our primary focus will be SAP HANA. So now let me go through a brief course content so that I can start the overview of SAP HANA and BOBI. Give me 1 second, folks. Just I want to show you the blog. In the blog we have the course content. Hello? Sorry folks, just I'm showing the blog. Yeah, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, sir. Yeah, I can see. Yes. So once you guys enroll for the course, so basically we will give the access to the training blog. So what is training blog is? It's basically a Google site where it's a platform to communicate with all the students in this batch along with the instructors. You can post your announcements. Once the class is done, the complete session will be recorded and posted here. Now here it is, course content. So whenever we are learning SAP HANA BOBI 4.1 with SAP source systems as well as non-SAP source systems, primarily focusing on SAP HANA. Well, non-SAP source system databases, you're supposed to know basics of RDBMS and SQL, basics of SQL. In order to work with SAP HANA as a source with SAP BOBI 4.0 and 4.1 reporting tools, we're supposed to know what is HANA objects, like what are the HANA tables, HANA views, okay, and HANA information models and all. So in this course, first we'll start with learning SAP HANA. So introduction to SAP HANA, look and feel of SAP HANA, okay, SAP HANA Studio. So all the concepts of SAP, basics of SAP HANA. After completion of basics of SAP HANA, like SAP HANA Studio introduction, architecture of SAP HANA, so we'll see how to load the data from different source system to SAP HANA, a brief overview, like how to load the data from different types of file system to SAP HANA, loading the data from the flat files, and using business object data services 4.2, which is an ETL tool, and data provisioning using SLT, real-time replication. Then we'll see in depth of more, because whenever you are working as a reporting consultant and the source system is SAP HANA, you need to have a clear understanding of what are the different information models in SAP HANA. What are the attribute views? What are the analytical views? What are the calculation views? Because we'll use these objects for the reporting and analysis. Sometimes it depends upon what type of project you are working on. Client can expect from a resource to design these information models also before start reporting using SAP BOBI 4.0 or 4.1 reporting tools. In that case, as a reporting consultant, okay, working with SAP HANA as a source, you need to have a clear understanding and designing of information models before start report development. So that is a purpose. We'll cover the complete modeling concepts, like purpose of information model, okay, levels of modeling in SAP HANA, attribute views, calculation views, analytical views, okay, and creation of the advanced calculation views using SQL script, star join, and we'll take some scenarios, FI scenarios, controlling scenarios like COPA, sales scenarios, purchasing scenarios. For these scenarios, we'll create the information models. So once we learn SAP HANA, up to what extent we require to start learning reporting tool on top of SAP HANA. So if you look at this SAP BOBI 4.0 or 4.1 platform, in SAP BOBI 4.0, 4.1, we have different types of reporting tools for different needs of a client. For example, if the client required ad hoc reporting, we have Web Intelligence. If the client required highly formatted reports for greater insight, we have Crystal reports. If the client required reports with visualization, means complete dashboard reports, we have dashboard reporting. Business Object Explorer to search and explore the data to find out immediate answers to our business questions. Business Objects Analysis, it's an ad hoc lab client tool. Like this, we'll talk about these tools. There are different types of tools for different needs of a customer. These are the different source systems based on which the client required the reports. These are the different types of source system in client landscape. In any BOBI project, before start report development, first we will design the semantic layer. What is semantic layer? The semantic layer is a universe. The semantic layer is a universe. Well, on top of BW we don't require the universe, but on top of SAP HANA to work with Webby report development, dashboard report development, Crystal report development, we require the universe, and on top of remaining source systems also we require the universe. Basically a universe is a semantic layer. Well, we'll talk about in depth about this semantic layer, how to create these semantic layers using information design tool and all. Once we started SAP BOBI, after completion of the basics of SAP BOBI, okay, the different versions and all, first we'll start with information design tool. So what is information design tool? Information design tool is a tool to design the universe or to design to design the universe. So once the universe is designed, then we can start report development using Crystal reports for enterprise, Web Intelligence, dashboard design, Business Object Explorer. Now you can see, okay, we learned all these concepts of information design tool with respect to SAP source systems like SAP HANA and BW. In fact, we don't require the universe, we require the BACS connections on top of BW and on top of non-SAP source systems also. So we'll cover not only information design tool, universe designer tool also, okay, in order to show you the upgradation projects, okay, and in order to show the concept of migrating the universes from UNV to UNX and all. So once we design the universe, then we'll start Web Intelligence. So as I said, there are different types of reporting tools for different needs of a customer, like Web Intelligence, kind of formatted reportings and ad hoc reporting, Crystal reports for highly formatted reports for greater insight, dashboard design for reports with visualization, and Business Object Explorer to search and explore the data, and Business Object Analysis, it's a OLAP ad hoc client tool for ad hoc reports based on OLAP systems like BW, Hyperion. So first we'll start learning with, Web Intelligence. Again, you can see we'll cover very complex reports, designing of very complex reports using Web Intelligence, okay, and synchronizing the data from different sources, all the new concepts of Web 4.0, again including SAP HANA and SAP BW, non-SAP source systems. Then Crystal reports. Again, crystal reports with respect to SAP HANA and BW and non-SAP source systems. So the dashboard with respect to HANA, BW and non-SAP. So other reporting tools, business objects analysis, business objects, Explorer, okay, and live office reporting, the new tools given by SAP in BA 4.1. Business Object Design Studio and SAP Lumira. So we'll cover these latest reporting tools also. So these are course content. Now I will give a brief overview of what is SAP HANA, okay, and what is the purpose of this high performance analytical appliance. What is the necessity of a high performance analytical appliance like SAP HANA to an enterprise. SAP HANA, high performance analytical appliance. SAP HANA is a technology which allows the processing of huge quantity of real-time data in the main memory of the server to provide the near-time results from the transactions. Well, we'll understand what exactly this SAP HANA. Before understanding this SAP HANA, we will see what is the purpose of a high performance analytical appliance like SAP HANA to an enterprise. So in order to understand why we required a HANA at this point of time, what is the necessity of SAP HANA to an enterprise, first we have to see what are the challenges and consequences the enterprises are facing as a result of information explosion. So if you look at this information explosion slide, as a result of globalization, the enterprises started operations in different states within the country, in different countries within the continent, in different continents across the globe. The enterprise data spread across different geographical locations, in different formats, in different systems. When the enterprise data spread across in different formats, in different systems, in different geographical locations, that is nothing but information explosion. If you look at this information explosion slide, here we have COPA data in a database, a sales order data in a data warehousing application. The data is in file systems, in spreadsheet, in CSV file formats, in Word documents, as a form of tweets in the Twitter, as a form of text in Facebook. So whenever the data information explosion is like this, what are the daily challenges? What are the consequences the companies are facing at this point of time, which required a in-memory appliance like SAP HANA, which required a big data solution like Hadoop. Complex system landscape. If you look at this system landscape, the system landscape is so complex. When the system landscape is so complex, the business users require the data or require the information on their fingertips for decision making. Getting the immediate results for the business users for effective decision making is very difficult because we don't have a single point of access to the entire enterprise data. The data is in different formats, in different systems, in different geographical locations altogether. And massive growth of data volume, especially after the social media and after the smartphones, okay, the data volume generated by these, okay, social media, okay, as well as the devices, handheld devices and smartphones and all. In any enterprise, the data is growing very rapidly, massive growth of data volume. Let me tell you one small statistics. Recently, okay, as a result of one of the research conducted by Gartner, whatever the data we have, entire world's data, 90% of the data is generated within the span of 2.5 to 3 years. Just imagine how fast the data is doing, how rapidly the data is growing. And not only these challenges, we have there are different consequences as well. Suboptimal execution speed, see, lack of responsiveness, user frustration, unsupportable business process. When we have such a high volume of data, if you are executing a query on top of such a high volume of data, it's going to take a long time. The business users who are waiting for the response will get frustrated. Lack of transparency, need for aggregation, outdated figures, getting current situation is very difficult. And if you don't have a reactive business model, we'll miss the opportunities. Competitive disadvantages, so many competitive disadvantages. In any enterprise, the business user required various types of reports. What type of reports are required? First one is reports on historical data. Reports on historical data. What is the reports on historical data? And for what type of decision making we require the reports on historical data? Suppose this is a company. They started in 2009. Their fiscal year starts in July, ends in June. Now they have 5 full fiscal years of data. The business user required reports on historical data. For decision making process like forecasting, budgeting, planning, trend analysis. For all these type of decision making process, we require the reports on historical data. On the other hand, the business user also requires the reports on real-time data. What is real-time data is, this is a transaction system. The transaction is saved in the transaction system. For example, this is a point of sales application. Once the sale order is saved, I need that data for reporting purpose right away. That's it. For some spontaneous decision making process, the business user required reports on real-time data. What is real-time data? Up-to-date data. Real-time analytics, like for order status tracking reports, for delivery status tracking reports, for inventory level monitoring reports, where we need up-to-date data. So when the information explosion is like this, one of the biggest challenges is getting the real-time data. Expectation to make the decisions in real time at the moment of risk and opportunities. If the information explosion is like this, getting the real-time data for real-time analytics is one of the biggest challenge. Well, if a company or an enterprise using traditional databases, traditional tools to manage their high volume of data, suppose for example take a financial institute, okay, a insurance company, a retail company, a research based company, okay, a scientific research based company, a social media company, they deal with very high volume of data. If these companies are using traditional databases, traditional tools to manage their high volume of data, it's very cost effective management of large data volume. getting the current and incomplete solution is very difficult. And whenever you are executing a query on top of such a high volume of data, it's going to take a long time. And the users who are waiting for the query response, they will get frustrated. First of all, we'll understand how a traditional database will work. What are the major bottlenecks in a traditional database? What is a traditional analytics? So I will call traditional database as a XRDBMS. In traditional database, in any traditional database like Oracle, SQL Server, the primary persistence of the data is hard drive. The complete data resides in hard drive, which is a mechanical device. This is a CPU or processor. So we need the data. Whenever we require the data for the reporting or processing, the CPU will perform the disk IOs. On a hard drive, which is a mechanical device, to load the data to RAM. In order to perform the disk IOs, it requires significant amount of time. Once the data is loaded to RAM, then the data is available for the reporting. This is called traditional analytics. So in a traditional analytics, using traditional databases, performance bottlenecks are disk IOs. In SAP HANA, which is an in-memory database, not only in SAP HANA, in any other in-memory databases. In in-memory database, the primary persistence of the data is not hard drive, RAM. The complete data resides in the RAM itself. So we don't require any disk IOs to read the data from hard drive to RAM. So the data is directly available from RAM to reporting. This is called in-memory analytics. In-memory analytics. So in-memory analytics always faster when comparing with traditional analytics. The reason is, in traditional analytics, we require disk IOs, which are the major bottlenecks as far as the performance is concerned. And when in in-memory databases like SAP HANA, the primary persistence of the data is RAM. The complete data resides in the RAM itself. So the data is directly available from RAM for the reporting, which is nothing but in-memory analytics. Apart from this in-memory capabilities, SAP HANA can leverage new software technology innovations and new hardware technology innovations, which makes HANA super duper fast. Now, what are the challenges? What are the consequences the enterprises are facing as a result of information explosion, as a result of big data, as a result of high volume of data? Those challenges and those consequences we can overcome using SAP HANA. How? Your reality with SAP HANA. Groundbreaking in-memory innovations. Groundbreaking in-memory innovations. In the sense, the complete data resides in the RAM itself. Flexibility. You can load the data from any source system to SAP HANA. Any source system. And one of the biggest strengths of SAP HANA is you can replicate real-time data also. So in SAP HANA, we have two real-time replication methods. One is SLT Second one is Sybase replication method. Second one is very flexible. You can load the data from any source system to SAP HANA, and you can use SAP HANA as a single point of access to our enterprise data. You can store the big data in SAP HANA. Speed wise, 3,600 times faster when comparing with traditional analytics, because just now we discussed what's the difference between traditional analytics and in-memory analytics, and what are the major bottlenecks in traditional analytics as far as performance is concerned. SAP HANA released by SAP in 2010 November. That is the HANA 1.0 Service Pack 0. That is the first public release. Then Support Pack 1, Support Pack 2, Support Pack 3, Support Pack 4, 5, 6, 7, and the current and latest Support Pack is Support Pack 8, which is released in May 31st of this year, 2014. So 1.0 with Service Pack 8. Well, why SAP released SAP HANA? Where exactly SAP has positioned SAP HANA? Now these are time to talk about the big data. Big data. Big data refers to the data sets that exceeds the commonly used tools, abilities of commonly used tools. While no formal definition based on size exists, these data sets typically reach terabytes, petabytes, or even exabytes. SAP has positioned SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data. Now, maybe you guys heard about the big data. The future is for the big data. What is big data project? And what is the market value of the big data projects? Big data project is very simple. A company is dealing with the high volume of data, okay? And if they are using traditional databases, traditional tools, we know what are the challenges, consequences. They will use special tools and technologies to manage their big data in order to avoid the challenges and consequences what they were facing with traditional databases. That is nothing but a big data project. Now, what are the technologies and tools available as of now for the big data? Hadoop, Apache Hadoop, which is a cluster-based solution. SAP HANA, which is an in-memory based solution. HP Vertica, EMC Greenplum, these are the different technologies to store the big data. And the current value of big data is 24 billion USD. It's not a small, okay? So $24 billion of the market value, US dollars, that is the current market value of the big data projects. At launch, SAP HANA started with 1 terabyte of RAM, supporting up to 5 terabytes of uncompressed data. One of the specialty in SAP HANA is, in SAP HANA supports 2 types of tables. One is row-based table, second one is column-based tables. Whenever we are storing the data in column-based tables, the data is highly compressible. So suppose if you have 1 terabyte of data in traditional database, if you are loading the same data to SAP HANA, the data will be stored in SAP HANA in a compressed format. So approximately that is 100 GB. So in late 2011, hardware with 8 terabyte of RAM became available with supports up to 40 terabytes of uncompressed data. And in May 2012, SAP built a HANA appliance in collaboration with IBM with 100 terabytes of main memory, which is capable of storing 8 largest SAP customers' data. 8 big companies' data in one HANA appliance. Look at that. What is the capacity of SAP HANA? How big data HANA can accommodate? Up to HANA 1.0 support pack 2. What is the product strategy of SAP HANA? Product strategy in the sense how a client can use SAP HANA. A client can use SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data. Up to support pack 2, there is only one product strategy of SAP HANA. What is that? Client can use SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data. So whenever a client is using SAP HANA as a data mart or SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data, in that project we have 3 stages. First stage, loading the data from different source system to SAP HANA. Once, see, the data is in different geographical locations, in different formats, in different systems. The company is implementing their big data project using SAP HANA. They want to store their complete big data in SAP HANA. Once HANA system is installed, once the HANA system is set up and configured, what is the first stage in SAP HANA project? HANA as a data mart. Loading the data from different source system to SAP HANA. Loading the data from different source system to SAP HANA is nothing but data provisioning. So what is data provisioning? Loading the data from various source systems from the client landscape to SAP HANA. Well, what are the methods given by SAP to load the data from different source system to SAP HANA? First one, we can load the data directly from the flat files to SAP HANA. Because if you look at this client landscape, there are different types of file systems also in which the enterprise data resides. So the first method is we can directly load the data from different source system to SAP HANA. Okay, direct from the flat file systems. Second option is ETL based approach. What is ETL based approach? Which ETL tool will use to replicate, to load the data from different source system to SAP HANA? And in which scenarios we have to use ETL based approach? The scenario is there is a source system in the client landscape, and the data in the source system is not in its original shape. Before loading the data to SAP HANA, we need complex transformations to be performed. Okay, complex business rules to be applied before loading the data to SAP HANA. Means the data, we have to cleanse the data, consolidate the data, massage the data before loading the data to SAP HANA as per our reporting needs, as per our storage needs, data storage needs. So whenever we need complex ETL, extract, transform and load, complex transformations to be performed before loading the data to SAP HANA, SAP strongly recommends use business object data services, which is an ETL tool of SAP, like Informatica Data Stage. The certified tool is data services, but we can use Informatica also. But most of the clients will use business object data services. Well, I don't have the password. So business object data services is very powerful ETL tool which supports various types of transforms, platform transform, data integrated transform, data quality transform, and different types of predefined functions, lookup functions, aggregate functions, and you can write the scripts also in order to achieve your ETL requirements, complex ETL requirements before loading the data to SAP HANA. That is the reason if you look at our course syllabus, in our course syllabus, after completion of introduction to SAP HANA, SAP HANA Studio, and architecture of SAP HANA in various prospects, so we'll learn a little bit about how to load the data from different source systems to SAP HANA. Okay. Trigger based replication or SLT. If you go back to this slide, in any enterprise, the business user required not only reports on historical data, they require reports on real-time data also. So one of the biggest challenge using most of our traditional databases does not support real-time replication. And as I said, one of the biggest strengths of SAP HANA, it supports real-time replication methods also. There are two famous real-time replication methods given by SAP. One is SLT. SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. Using SLT, not only you can replicate the real-time data from SAP source systems, we can replicate the real-time data from non-SAP source systems also. Non-SAP source systems also. And other real-time replication method is Sybase replication method, that is also known as log-based replication. And we have smart data access for remote systems, and we have direct extractor connections. Using any one of these data provisioning method as per the client requirements, once the data has been loaded or still the data replication is going on into SAP HANA database tables. Next stage in SAP HANA big data project is designing the modeling objects in order to facilitate our reporting requirements using HANA database tables. Now you can see here, these are the schemas. In the schemas we have different database tables. Once the data has been loaded into these tables or still the real-time replication is going on, using those tables, we'll design the information models in order to facilitate our reporting requirements. For example, attribute views. Attribute view is nothing but a dimension, is a concept of dimension. Analytical view, concept of info cube for multi-dimensional reports. Star schema concept, fact tables surrounded by dimension tables. Okay, calculation views, to combine the data from different other information models including database tables in order to achieve complex reporting requirements like multi-providers info sets in BW. Using a tool called SAP HANA Studio. This is SAP HANA Studio. We'll design these information models in modeling prospect. So we'll learn this tool also as a part of this course. Look and feel of SAP HANA Studio. All the other functionalities of SAP HANA Studio. So using this SAP HANA Studio in modeling perspective, we'll design the information models, all the information models. So we'll learn how to design the modeling also. So once the information models are designed, once the modeling is done, then we'll start consuming these information models in reporting. Third stage in SAP HANA project, when a client is using SAP HANA as a data mart or SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data, is once the modeling is done, analyzing consumption of these information models in SAP BOBI 4.0, 4.1 reporting tools. On top of SAP HANA, only certified reporting tools are SAP BOBI 4.0 and 4.1. So when a client is using SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data, HANA as a data mart, in that project we have three main stages. One is data provisioning. You are not responsible for this. As long as you are working with BOBI with SAP HANA, no. The backend ETL consultants, they will load the data from different source systems to SAP HANA using data services, or they will set up the SLT. Once the data has been loaded or the real-time replication is going on, in some specific scenarios, it depends upon the project. Maybe you have to design the information models, modeling objects. That is the reason we are learning modeling also in depth here. So once the modeling is done, consumption of these information models in various SAP BOBI 4.0 and 4.1 reporting tools. On top of SAP HANA, as I said, the certified reporting tools are SAP BOBI 4.0 and 4.1. So what is SAP BOBI 4.1? All the tools in BA 4.0 plus some new tools. So in SAP BOBI 4.0, we have web intelligence for ad hoc reporting, dashboard design for reports with visualization, crystal reports for enterprise for highly formatted reports. These reporting tools require the universe on top of SAP HANA. We will design the universe using information design tool. Later on, other tools does not require the universe on top of SAP HANA. They can directly connect to SAP HANA information models. And there are two new tools given by SAP in BA 4.1. So we will also be covering those tools as a part of this course. First one is Business Object Design Studio. So SAP Business Object Design Studio enables application designers to create analysis application and dashboards for browsers and mobile devices on top of BW and HANA data sources. Especially this tool can connect to only BW and HANA. And what is the purpose of this tool? Whatever the dashboard design, analytical applications we design, we can publish them to iPhones, iPads, different other handheld devices, including desktop browser. Basically, it supports BI mobile. And SAP Lumira, which is ad hoc visualization tool. So there are so many long-term contracts, my friends. Okay, HANA with BOBI reporting. See, here they required a HANA BO consultant, BO background to work with all BO reporting tools, which we'll be covering in this course, HANA experience, BO implementation experience. Okay, so whatever the content we are covering as a part of this course for HANA, that's good enough to work as a BO with BI with SAP HANA. Now, what are the prerequisites for this course? As I said, the prerequisite for this course is, so in this course, before starting BOBA, we are covering SAP HANA. So you don't need SAP HANA in order to enroll this course. And we are learning not only with SAP HANA, well, that is our primary focus. We are learning SAP BOBA with respect to non-SAP source systems also. To learn SAP BOBA with non-SAP source system, the prerequisite is basics of RDBMS, the basics of SQL, and to learn with BW. So we'll give some BW recordings. What are the basic objects in BW like info cubes, DSOs, BEX queries, because we'll use the BEX queries for reporting using SAP BOBI. From BA 4.1 onwards, all reporting tools, okay, can connect directly to SAP BW using the BICS connection, Business Intelligence Consumer Services. So in fact, we don't require any universe on top of SAP HANA. Yes, I'm ready to take your questions, folks. If you guys have questions, please raise your hand so that I can unmute you to discuss your question further. Yeah, raise your hand, folks, if you guys have any questions. And as a part of this course, you will be getting blog access where you can see the complete training program is streamlined using the blog. This is the Google site training blog. So you can post the questions to the instructor, and I will answer those queries. Once the session is done, the complete video recording will be posted here. And assignments for every class, we'll be having the assignments, and we'll have so many case studies, end-to-end projects. So we'll be working on these projects. So we'll give you a lot of training material. The training material include SAP HANA, SAP BOBI, and as a part of this course, you will get the sandbox access using RDP, like the way how I connected to RDP. So in this RDP, you will find SAP HANA 1.0 with Service Pack 8, then SAP BODS 4.2. You can practice all SAP BOBI reporting tools. BW, BODS, SLT. We set up the SLT with ECC, then BW. So you'll get the system access to all these. Like once you log in, you have HANA, BW, Business Object Data Services, all the latest reporting tools. And you will be given this blog access for 6 months and the sandbox access for 3 months. Yes, Mr. Bruce.
Hi, can I know how long this course will take?
65 plus hours.
65 hours?
Yes. Yes.
So for each time, how many minutes? How many hours?
Yes, very good question. We have two types of time slots. One is weekend, one is weekday evening. If you are enrolling for weekday evening batch, that is Monday to Friday, daily 2 hours and 10 hours per week. And if it is a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday 5 hours each, 10 hours per week.
So for the week, for weekdays, you have 5 days a week?
Yes, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday evenings, 2 hours each session.
Oh, I think that might be a problem because I know that you have a lot of things to teach, and for me, because I'm not in the IT background.
You can attend weekends.
How about weekend?
Weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 5 hours.
So for each weekend, 5 hours?
Yeah, Saturday 5 hours, Sunday 5 hours. So each week 10 hours.
Oh my God. That might be too hard to follow.
Yeah, we'll go slowly, and yeah, that's the way how we conduct the weekends.
I understand because I don't have too much strong IT background. You know, I'm a master data analyst, not a metadata analyst.
Okay.
So I know that it might be we should have some background on suppose like Java, SQL, or BW.
Not really. Okay, whatever the background you have, with that, if you practice, if you have dedication, commitment to work, because in my courses, the students without any background, IT background also will join, Okay, they also putting their efforts, working hard. They can by the end of this course you can see the fruitful results.
Okay, suppose for weekdays, each week also 10 hours, then totally 6 weeks, right?
Monday to Friday, 2 hours each day.
Okay. Okay. So
yeah, any other questions, folks? Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I will wind up this session here today. Thank you very much for attending this session. I appreciate everyone's time. Have a good night, everyone.